Hello and welcome to the free parenting masterclass. Today we're going to be talking about how children lose their confidence and practical ways parents can help them speak up boldly. So if you're a parent, you're most welcome. We are going to be demystifying the topic, and I'm going to help you see very clearly how your child lose their confidence and what you can do to help them. And if you're wondering who is this on my screen, my name is Rashida Omolola Opere. I help children and young people find their voice boldly, confidently, and through soft skills coaching. I'm a certified communication and public speaking coach. I'm the lead coach at Speak Up Academy Nigeria. For 5 years, I have worked with children, teenagers, and families, helping them build confidence, express themselves clearly. Beyond public speaking, we teach other soft skills that helps people become a better version of themselves. Through Speak Up Academy Nigeria, I've worked with more than 200 families, more than 200 families in raising children who can express themselves boldly and confidently. But like I always say, or like I always tell even my clients, it is important that the parents also are playing their part. No amount of coaching your child will receive can replace the kind of environment that they thrive in at home. And that is why this masterclass is very important. So, in this topic today, we're going to be doing four things. We're going to be exploring why children lose their confidence. We're going to be looking at the confidence killers. We're going to be talking about the brave parents method, like the method I have put together for you that can help your child speak up boldly anywhere, and the things you can be doing. And finally, your next steps. How can you work with me? How can you work with Speak Up Academy Nigeria? All right. So, why do children lose their confidence? Before we go to why don't we let us talk a little bit about confidence? Confidence is the self belief. When you believe in yourself, when you trust yourself, that you can do anything, really. And while a lot of times, if I asked a lot of people to tell me what confidence is, they think it is just about standing in front of people and talking to them. Meanwhile, it is way more than that. Confidence is something that should show up in every aspect of your life, not just when you're about to express yourself and talk to people. You understand? Do you get it? But then in this context, we are going to relate it a lot as it has to do with communication because, well, that's who I am. I'm a communication coach. So, confidence is like a skill that is built layer by layer from infancy. Yes, you heard me right. You start building your child's confidence from infant. It is not something that you grow up and then you start working on. No, it is something that your child had started building from infant. Let me give you a very good example. So when your child wakes up in the when your child starts growing and they start crawling, when they crawl, something logs it in their brain that yes, you can actually move from one place to the other. You don't have to be seated in a particular place. You can move. So that logs it in into their brain to say, oh, you can actually move. When they start walking, their first step, it logs it again. When they grow much older and you start giving them age appropriate calls, it logs it again that you can do things. You absolutely can do things. And that way, their confidence keeps growing. But that's not the only thing that helps children build confidence. There are three major things that, that kind of shapes your child's confidence. I'm going to mention them. The first one is experience, the second one is environment, and the last one is relationships. So, confidence is like a running log of evidence that a child keeps about themselves and the world around them. So, these three things are the things that basically shape what or how your child confidence whether grows or decrease. So, how do children lose their confidence? Let us talk about the experience. Experience is how your child see themselves. So, do you allow them try things? Do you give them age appropriate chores to do? Do you give them? Do you rescue them? You don't allow them make any mistakes. If you're doing that, you are not giving your child the right experience to thrive as a person. You are taking out of their confidence back. You're not logging in into their confidence bank. Now, the other one is environment, and I'm talking about the physical and the emotional environment. So, in the environments that your child have found themselves, are they able to confidently, like, are they free to express themselves? Are they allowed to ask questions? I'm very sure that if you're a parent and you're watching this, especially if you have toddlers, you're like, ah, man, toddlers has a lot of questions. So you're asking yourself, your toddler is asking you questions, a lot of questions, and that is why, that is because they wanted to, they're exploring, they really want to know. And the moment you start shutting them down, the moment you start um meeting them with anger anytime they ask you questions, you're making them feel like their voice does not matter or they don't deserve to be heard, then you're taking out of your child's confidence bank, you're not depositing in it. And as that child grows up, they are not going to be confident. So is the environment safe, for your child, whether at home or in school? Are they going to schools where their teachers pull them down, where their teachers tell them they're lodos, they're not doing well? All of that are the things that can take away from your child's like confidence bank. So the last one is relationship, and that is where your role as a parent comes in. As a parent, you have a very, very big influence on your child. Yeah, the other people that has, as much as influence are teachers. So if you're a teacher and you're watching this, you have a lot to do with any child that has ever been in contact with you's confidence. So as a teacher, as a parent, children trust you. They take your words for it. So you're very powerful in their lives. So what do you tell them? What are the things that you say to them? Do you say positive things to them or you say negative things to them? Do you talk to them calmly? Do you label them? All of these things are going to determine whether your child's confidence, you're depositing into their child's confidence bank or you're taking away from it. Now, what do you also model as a parent, as a teacher? Do you come off as a confident person or not? Your child is watching how you handle situations, how you retaliate, how you do things. Your child's first model. So let us quickly talk about some of the confidence killers. I know I already mentioned some of them with the experience, environment, and relationship. But now I am facing you as a parent and maybe facing you as a teacher as well. So I'm facing you as a parent. What are the things that when you keep doing them, your child is not going to be confident? As they grow up, they're going to constantly, yeah, you're going to constantly chip away their confidence. The first one is comparison. You know that popular quote that says that comparison is a thief of joy. Correct. When you compare a child to another child, you're telling that child that that child is not enough. And as long as that child cannot be like the child you're comparing them to, they'll never be enough and they cannot be successful. So when you compare your child to another child, then you are chipping away at their confidence. You're taking away their confidence. Because whether you like it or not, your child can never be like anyone. I repeat, your child can never be like anyone. Everyone is unique. And you need to treat every child. In fact, your four children, your three children, there is no way every one of them can be the same. So you can't even compare them to their siblings, how much more to another child. The second one is criticism. How do you criticize your child? Oh, this one, we are all guilty until I left your WhatsApp group. We don't know how to criticize. And I'm not here to guilt trip you or anything. I am saying all of these things because the moment you know what the problem is, it is super duper easy for you to tackle it. It is easy for you to work on it. It is easy for you to take ownership and say, okay, I need to do better here. So a lot of us, what we do is destructive criticism. And what does destructive criticism mean? It means that it's a criticism that is devoid of any kind of lesson. So if you want to criticize your child properly, one of the things you want to do is to first tell them what they're doing well. I tell a very short story in this in this sense. So my daughter, and then I think it is going to also merge in some of the confidence killers. My daughter is currently learning how to crochet, and about six of them in the training, and somehow she seemed to be the person who's not getting it the most. And anytime she's back from summer class, she would try and try and try, and in fact, that's almost what she would do all through the evening till the next morning. And one of the days, the next morning, I told her that, oh, I'm very proud of you. I like how you're putting in the effort to do this. Well done, and all of that. And she told me that Mommy, I am quite amazed that you're still proud of me despite the fact that I am not getting this thing or I haven't gotten it yet. And I told her, see, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of the effort you're putting into this. Yeah. So I'm not making it look like because she's not getting it just yet, because it doesn't mean she's not going to get it. It only means that she's taking some time to do it. And it's the same thing for every aspect of a child's life. If you start comparing them with other people, or you start criticizing them for not measuring up to whatever standard you have in your head, they're not going to learn any lesson. So the correct way to criticize a child is to first commend what they are doing well. In this case, I was commending my child's effort, the effort she's putting into making sure she gets how to crochet. So it is very important that you first tell them what they're doing well, and then you tell them what they can do better. Tell them what they can do better, and finally finish it up with what they can do well. I want you to imagine working with a boss that's always only finding your mistakes, that the moment they call your name, you know they want to complain about something. There's a name for it. There's a name for it. Do you know the name? It is called toxic workplace. So, how many of us are guilty of making our home a toxic place to live for our children? Because the only time we tend to call their names or talk to them is when we want to tell them they have made a mistake. And that leads me to the next point, which is overcorrection. A lot of times we do not know how to not how to not complain about everything. A lot of times my children will do things that I should complain, but I'll choose not to complain and just fix it myself. Doesn't mean that I do not correct them when I am supposed to. But overcorrection is going to make your child feeling less of themselves, because they know that every single time they hear you call their name, they know you're trying to correct them for something. And it was something I had to particularly work on myself. I had to tell myself that there'll be times that, one, I am going to not spot on every of their mistakes. I have to also intentionally make sure that I am celebrating their efforts. And then finally, I have to always make sure that whenever I criticize them, there's a lesson to learn. I'm correcting with love. Correcting with love. Another point I would like to spotlight on is public humiliation. How many of us are guilty of this one? Like a child does something in the public and you just scream on them, you know. And honestly, I am not going to. I'm not guilt tripping you. I'm not trying to make you feel like a bad person. That is what we also grew up to know. When we make those mistakes, we are being screamed on. But it is not just the best thing to do. It is best to, and I'm not saying that you should not correct your child. I am saying that you could do it maybe in a more mild way. Because when you scream on your child in the public, you are chipping away at their confidence. Now there are a lot of highs, and those people too, they're tempted to help you correct them too. So imagine you and four other strangers criticizing your child in a bad way. Most times we're not even able to do it in a good way. We are not going to, the criticism is not constructive, it is always destructive. So when you do this, you are chipping away at your child's confidence. The other one I'd like to talk about is labeling. Labeling is labeling is a confidence killer. Yes, you heard me right. Labeling your child is a confidence killer. I would tell parents when they want to work with me, I would say that I know for a very long time you've been saying, oh, my child is shy, my child is eligible, all those things. But from today on, if you really want to work with me, then it has to stop. It has to stop. You cannot call your child eligible. You cannot, they're going to keep seeing themselves like that. When you call them shy, when you label them shy, even when they're supposed to express themselves, they're going to stay in their shell. They would say that they said I'm shy, so I am shy. But when you ditch the labels and just work with them. I remember one time, whenever my daughter doesn't want to, like, whenever she's not willing to talk to anybody in the public, one of the things that I do is that I'll just tell the maybe the familiar person that, oh, she's just taking her time, she would come around. And a lot of times she does. She does. She eventually like interacts with this person. So I avoid, labeling her shy. I avoid labeling her she's not expressive. I don't do all of that. What I do is I continue to encourage her. I continue to work with her until she comes out of her shell. And most importantly, she expresses herself in places that really matters. So you want to ditch that label. Do not label your child. I repeat, do not label your child. Resist the urge to label your child. All right. Another one is praise focused on outcome. You don't want to focus your praise on just outcome. Remember my daughter's story? And I've told her that all of our classmates are already making bags. She's still trying and trying. Even till now, she has not really gotten it perfectly. But I've been praising her efforts. I've been telling her that I love the fact that she still kept at it. And then she told me, Mommy, yes, now you're always telling me that I can do hard things. And when this thing is hard, I just kept going. I told myself I can learn it because I can do hard things. I'm also proud of myself. So it is very important that you praise the effort behind the outcome, whether the outcome is excellent or progress. You need to focus on the effort. I mean, my child has not still gotten this knitting thing perfectly, but all evening she's back from summer class. That is what she's still doing. She is still persistent. She's still resilient. Even if she never learns how to crochet, I am proud that she's learning it. And I'm not telling her not to learn it again because it is helping her improve her focus. It is helping her improve her motor skills. It is helping her to be resilient. And I wouldn't have even known until, she had to say it by herself that, Mom, because you told me that I can do hard things, I kept on focusing on this thing because I really want to get it. And even though it's not perfect, like right now, it is still not perfect. I'm still telling her that I am super proud of her and I'm super proud of the effort she's putting in. The final one, there are other ones, but the final one I am going to be talking about is overprotection. How many of us are overprotecting our children? We don't want them to make mistakes. We don't want them to do things their own way. We don't want them. Why? If they're going to make mistakes that are not going to hurt them too much or harm them, why not? Why not? Why not allow them make mistakes? If it is not going to hurt them, allow them see for themselves. Experience again is the best teacher. I remember that baby that touched fire. I'm very sure if that child sees fire again, that baby is going to keep running away from it. Sometimes let them experience failures, mild failures that is not going to, as long as it doesn't hurt them, it doesn't harm them, they're able to see, okay, this is what mom or dad is trying to talk about. So stop overprotecting your children. Let them do chores. Let them help around the house. Let them make small mistakes. Also give them age appropriate chores. So now we are moving on to the third part of this masterclass, which is the brave parent method. So now I have put together a 5 practical strategies to raise a child who speaks up boldly. Now let me quickly do a what's the word? An announcement. This framework I'm about to share with you is not magic. It is not magic. It is not going to work magically. It is only going to work if you put in the work. So, very quickly, let me talk about them one by one. So, I said it is brave, BRAVE, brave method. So, the B stands for build. Build safe spaces to talk. Allow your child talk. Build a space where your child is allowed to freely talk. Okay. And one of the practical tips I usually share is have it at the back of your mind that you want to create a daily 10 minutes talk time with your child. 10 minutes of 24 hours. 10 minutes. Maybe when you're back from work in the kitchen, as a mom, as a dad, you're back from work, you're relaxing before your meal comes, or at dinner when everybody is there. Create a time where your child is able to express themselves without phones. Give your child that uninterrupted time for them to express themselves. You can ask them open ended questions like, what made you happy today? Questions that can help them express themselves. It makes your child feel like my voice matters. Let their words come, don't finish sentences for them. We're all guilty here. Your child is saying something, then you help them finish it. Don't help them finish it. Their brain is trying to collect information for them. Let their brain do the work and let them finish what they want to say. So that's for B, build safe spaces to talk. How? Recognize. How? Recognize means that you should recognize and celebrate small wins. Celebrate small wins, celebrate efforts. Stop looking at just the outcome. Look at the effort being put into what your child is doing. In fact, that's the most effective one. If you're always praising outcome, your child will tie all of their their mentality to, oh, I must always win. But when you tie it to effort, they know that even if I try, my parents are going to see me. Celebrate the first time they spoke up. Celebrate the first time they walk up stage, even if it's not perfect. Maybe they're not speaking up when they after they got to the stage. Never dismiss a win as small. Small is how big starts. A. So we talked about the B, the R. A is for allow them to struggle. I have mentioned that before. Allow your child to struggle, allow them try something new. Don't be quick to rescue. My daughter knows I will never do for her what she can do for herself. I am going to ask my daughter again. When she asks me questions and she's feeling like, oh, I'm stuck, I'll say, what do you think you can do? And then she will think about it, come up with a solution that she's eventually able to do. So allow them to struggle. Remind them struggle is part of learning. Pause before rescuing. Don't always jump into helping your child. If you practice these things, if you practice these things, trust me, your child will begin to be more confident and be more expressive. V, validate their feelings. Okay, tell your child, I hear you. Tell them you should don't say, you shouldn't be feeling that way. When they tell you something, tell them, okay, I hear you. Okay, listen to your child. Validate first, then correct after. Not invalidating your child's emotion is going to really feel help them feel like they matter. But every time you invalidate their emotions, they're not going to be more confident. You're going to be taking away from their confidence and not helping them become a confident person. Now, the final one is the E. We talked about the B, build safe spaces. We talked about the R, recognize and celebrate small wins and effort. We've talked about the A, allow them to struggle, allow them try new things, allow them don't always go to their rescue all the time. V, validate their feelings, and then E for expose them to opportunities. Give them a role in their family. Let them lead prayers if you're Christians. During in the morning, let them lead prayers if you're Muslims. After Salah, let your child give them opportunities. Go to your church. Allow your child speak at church. All these things are free. Allow them. Allow them. Push them to speaking opportunities. My daughter is just 7, and this last graduation ceremony, I told them at their school that I would like her to make a presentation on the graduation ceremony. They said, okay, no problem. And she eventually did. So encourage reading aloud and storytelling. Remember, in the building safe space, you can also incorporate this, encourage them to read aloud and allow them, tell stories. Tell them to tell you stories they've read in a book, stories they've heard, stories from the Bible, stories from the Quran. Tell your child to tell stories. Sign them up for public speaking clubs. Yes, bring your children to our class. Create show and tell moments at home. Again, no matter what is being taught at anything or any place you enroll your child in, also helping them at home is going to make it more effective. Now, it's not like, oh, they cannot learn at their clubs. They can learn at their clubs. But when you, as a parent, when you put in the work, you create a safe space for your child, it is going to make your child thrive more. We talked about the 5 part framework that I would really love that you start working on today. If you do them consistently for like 2 months or 1 month, and you do not get the results that you're looking for. I'm not saying that it is something that you have to do like once or twice or for 1 month and you're going to stop. It's a consistent effort. You need to keep doing this for a very long time. And perhaps maybe it becomes a habit from doing it consistently. It is going to help your child become more confident. I also came up with a action plan sheet, one sheet that you can download and paste somewhere you can easily see it at home that can help you action the strategies I have shared with you in this masterclass today. Now, I want to tell you how you can work with us at Speak Up Academy Nigeria because it is very important that as you give them environments at home, you can also give them environments where the desired result you're looking for is the normal, and that's our Speak Up Club. So, very quickly, let me tell you about our Speak Up Club. Speak Up Club is for children between ages 6 and 13. I have a very special offer for you, so stay with me. So, what is Speak Up Club and what is it about? It's an online club, so a child can join from any part of the world as long as English is the language being spoken in those countries, then they can join our online club. So your child can join from any part of the world. It is live and it is weekly. Your child gets to join us Saturdays or Sundays. It's a communication and confidence club for children who wants to speak clearly, think critically, express themselves confidently, lead boldly, and grow wholesomely in a global safe community. So, who is this for? It is for children who are shy or reserved, struggle to express themselves privately or publicly, really. Speak well at home but freeze outside. Basically, wherever your child is in their confidence journey or their communication journey, our online club is the best for them. It's a all year round access to consistent learning and practicing how to be confident and expressive. What do we teach in our club? Your child is going to learn confidence building. They're going to keep building their confidence. They're going to learn public speaking skills. They're going to learn critical thinking skills, emotional intelligence, listening skills, leadership skills, character building, all of these amazing things all together in one place. And that's why I'm always very careful. I don't just want to say that we're doing a public speaking training. That's not what we do at Speak Up Academy. And that's not what we do at our online club. Online club is for a child you want to be wholesome. You want to give soft skills early on. You want to catch young. So what happens inside? It's live. We have a lot of resources that we send to parents. And like I always say, we hold your family's hand. We're not just going to work with a child. We're going to work with their family. How? We're going to get weekly updates from us. You know what exactly your child is currently doing at the club. We're going to also send it alongside with tips of what you can do at home every single week. Your child is going to be with us at the club for the 1 year. You're going to get insights. You're also going to get quarterly reports. Sometimes these reports are one-on-one call with parents because we really want to measure progress and want to make sure that we're truly meeting your needs. We have weekly speaking drills. We have real-time feedback. You're kind of very hands-on for every child. You are going to get confidence challenges, structured speaking frameworks that your child can apply anywhere. So it's easy for them to express themselves wherever they find themselves. Okay. So our online club meetings are weekly, like I said. Your child can choose between your family can choose between Saturdays or Sundays. There's morning time and there's evening time slots here. So you can choose between morning and evening time slots. The investment is 180,000 naira. That's roughly 15,000 naira per month. We have made it like really affordable because you now have to pay like all together. So you're going to pay 180,000 naira. But I have a very juicy offer for you if you're listening to me right now. If you're listening to me right now, I am going to, we're taking a 30,000 naira off your first payment. 30,000 naira off your first payment. Yes. So you get to pay just 150,000 naira. What's even more interesting is that we have installment payment. So you can pay 70% upfront and then pay the remaining 30% after 8 weeks. We are trusted by families in UAE, in United Arab Emirates, Malaysia, United States of America, United Kingdom, Canada, all these places. Yes, yes, all these places. We have families that we're working with. Over the last 5 years, we've worked with more than 200 families, and your family can just be one of them. So, like I said, if you enroll your child, you're going to see your child be more expressive, more confident, that they're able to share their thoughts clearly, and you're also going to be raising a child who is well rounded. If that is your goal, you really do not want to miss out on this opportunity. Click the link, you know, under this video, and you're going to get all the information you are supposed to get. Again, let me also mention that we have 5% siblings discount for people who are really more than one child. Now, I want you to know that you can click the link below, and then you're going to get all the information you need to know about online club. You're also going to see a lot of testimonials from parents. You can go to our Instagram page, you can go to our Facebook page. There are loads and loads and loads of testimonials there that shows that our online club really, really works. If you want to change an habit, you need to go to a place where that habit is normal. For example, if you want to shed weight, you go to the gym. So it's the same way. You want to help your child become a confident communicator, you need to bring them to a club where this habit is normal, where they can see other children trying and doing things, and it can then motivate them, plus all of the things they're learning. And of course, with your help as well, as parents at home, giving them the right environment to thrive as a child and to build their confidence. If this is something you want to do one more time, please use the link below to join in. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to download the action plan so you do not forget and you put these things into practice. I will be very happy to read from you. Please, you can send me emails about what's working for you, what you have tried, and what's working for you from all of the things I have told you to try in this class and from the action plan sheets that you can download on this page. Thank you very kindly for coming to this free parents masterclass. I will see you in my inbox because I am looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you.